Hi everybody, I'm Doug Miles along with Ed Schneider. We're here at the Ram Bowl tonight at Riverview High School here in Sarasota, Florida. Well, thank you all for joining us here on our Sarasota Sailors post-game show. And Ed, we saw a pretty good ball game tonight. Always a great rivalry when the Rams and Sailors take each other on.
Well, you certainly could tell this game was for bragging rights tonight here in Sarasota. Both Sarasota and Riverview, despite the records, came out and played their hearts out tonight. The Sailors battled right down to the very end. Unfortunately, they came up a little bit short. Give Riverview a little bit of credit there at the end. They were able to drive the football down and kick the clinching field goal in the last minute. But it was a great game and a lot of action by both teams.
Riverview wins the game 24-14, but if you look at the first half alone, you think Riverview was going to run Sarasota right out of the building, and that one man who was doing most of the running was John Evans. He scored 3 touchdowns in that first half, 2 50-yard runs for a touchdown and a 30-yarder. That's 130 yards just on those 3 touchdown runs, and unofficially about 180 yards rushing on the night.
Well, yeah, John Evans was certainly the show in the first half. The Sailors really couldn't find an answer for him. He was able to do his damage running sweeps around the right side. When he was contained, he was able to find an alley and cut it up. And once he found daylight, he was gone. A speedy back that will be back next year as a senior for the Riverview Rams. On the flip side, the Sailors were able to get one drive after being down 13-0 in the first half. They narrowed the gap to 13-6, and right at that point, about 4 minutes ago in the first half, I said, this last 4 minutes is really an important part of the game. Let's see what happens. It was right after the Sailors had tried an onside kick that was unsuccessful. Riverview had the ball near midfield, and then boom, that's when John Evans took off on his second 50-yard run, his third score of the first half, to widen the lead. That really was a turning point in the game. After that point, Riverview pretty much controlled the game, even though they didn't score in the second half until late in the game.
Yeah, Sean Hurley's touchdown, which made it 13-6, was a 6-yard touchdown run, capping off a 76-yard scoring drive. But as you said, Evans with a 50-yard touchdown run just a few minutes later made it 21-6 going into halftime. Nobody scored in the third quarter, and then in the fourth quarter, Sean Hurley made a great pass. It was 4th down and goal. They had it within the 1-yard line, then an offside penalty on Sarasota pushed it back to the 5-yard line. But Sean Hurley on 4th and 5 threw the ball across his body to Luke Page in the end zone and made a good catch. And then Sean Hurley ran in for a 2-point conversion. It was 21-14 at that point, and the Sailors had a chance to tie it.
Well, he certainly did. It was a great play by Sean Hurley. They had 3 wide receivers to the wide side of the field on the left. He rolled out towards the left, always a difficult throw for a right-hander, and he was able to find Luke Page, who had lined up on the right side, dragging across the back of the end zone, wide open. He hit him in stride for the touchdown. A great play by the Sailors. I don't think we'd seen that play all season. And then on the 2-point conversion, he was able to bull his way in on a quarterback sneak to make it 21-14, and Sarasota had life. At that point, the Sailors decided they had to go with the onside kick, and even though they had an unsuccessful one late in the first half, they kicked a beautiful, perfectly placed onside kick, found the open spot. Number 10, Jameel Jackson, got a hand on it but couldn't bring it in. Riverview was able to recover it, and then they drove down the field for the game-clinching field goal in the last minute of play.
Yeah, Don Grakowski hit a 38-yard field goal with just 30 seconds left in the game, and that made it 24-14. But it was a great atmosphere tonight, as it always is when these two teams play each other. But the Riverview Rams come out on top with a 24-14 win. They raise their record to 6 up and 3 down on the season. The Sailors now 1 win against 8 losses and finish the district record with 1 win against 3 losses. One more regular season game for the Sailors next Friday night at Irick Field, back at Sarasota High School senior night, as the Sailors will take on Charlotte, another good team.
Charlotte, one of the top teams in the state. I think they're ranked 4th in Class 4A. Lost a heartbreaking 31-28 game to Venice a couple weeks ago. Their only loss on the season. So it's going to be another tough test in the final encounter of the season for the Sarasota Sailors. One thing I do want to say, because even though this was a bitter rivalry game for bragging rights, a lot of great sportsmanship was displayed by both teams tonight. And in fact, the bands are still out at midfield, taking turns entertaining entertaining the remaining crowd that's here. I want to commend both programs, both coaching staffs, and the players in both teams for a great game tonight.
Excellent halftime shows by both the Sailor Band and, of course, the Kilty Band, well known all over the country for traveling around to different parades on New Year's and Thanksgiving. So they're still entertaining, as you can hear. But right now, we're about set to do one more regular season game. We will do a playoff game for you. We'll let you know next week as we know the playoff matchups, and we'll have that for you at broadcast.sarasotahighschool.com, also on Ustream.com. But stay tuned to our video post-game shows. We'd like to thank you all for tuning in each week on our multiple affiliates now, Ed, including the Herald Tribune website, prep football website, also fandome.com, YouTube, and maxpreps.com, and the two local Sarasota sites, Anything Arts and SarasotaLocal.com.
Right, we're expanding our affiliate network as we speak, and we especially appreciate the ability to do some live streaming tonight as well on Ustream. So we're continuing to grow and to look forward to a lot more good broadcasts in the future.
Final score once again, Riverview 24, Sarasota 14. For Ed Schneider, this is Doug Miles saying thanks for watching. Good night, everybody.
Good night.